Which one does he like best? He likes the margarine best.
What the?
Okay. What that tells me is that a normal person won't know the difference. Yeah.
So use whatever you got
don't
in the
have
fridge.
Put only in the fridge margarine. Because then
Proof of
butter
the
should be on the bench.
The aftertaste is the most different thing.
Yeah.
I can say that while you're tasting it, while you're eating it, pretty close, like pretty comparable. But I feel as though the aftertaste is very different. I don't want to say it's bad because I know some people like margarine, but the aftertaste, like lingering in your mouth, it has a completely different. I think while you're eating them, very similar.
I think it's a chocolate.
But the aftertaste, the hang around in the mouth, is quite.
I think
different.
the chocolate is what also, because the chocolate's melted, it like coats your tongue, and I think. I don't know. Like, I think now that I've eaten this, you can tell that it's butter.
But it's not as easy as you would think, right?
No.
It's definitely not as identifiable as you would think.
Yeah. I like to see how different they are when it's cold as well. But I think the chocolate chips in it make a huge difference. I like compared to like shortbread, which is all butter, and like it's very buttery and like flaky and stuff. I think that would taste a lot different. Because if you look at this texture, that it's quite similar. Like they're semi-cooked, right? I didn't want to cook them all the way through. I like them a little bit soft.
This song's not new. The last one was, though. I added the entire Michael Bublé Christmas album.
Oh, God. See, that one there is margarine and that one's butter. Crazy, right? I like soft cookies. Me too.
Is my time done?
So, would you say you prefer butter, or do you prefer margarine?
I much prefer. Are you serious? How many times do I have to say we don't do that?
At least I can reach it.
At the time of eating, they're both like I'd take either, but the aftertaste I'd definitely go with butter. In this example, when you the pancakes that I got before,
Yeah.
like margarine wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
but butter had a lot more flavour.
Look at that.
So like I preferred butter.
Yeah, it's the richness that butter brings from the
but
fat
like-
solids and the fat.
Yeah, it's not like butter like made me sick or anything like that. Or I'd eat it, but I'd much prefer butter. Butter had a lot more flavour to it.
Okay. All right. So how did I do with my butter theme stream? Oh, my Vegemite. Margarine theme stream.
Michael Bobble. Are you asking me or chat?
You and then chat can answer. River.
So you don't want me to go? Obviously.
Stay here.
Okay. So that's the message I'm getting.
How did I do?
I think you did pretty well. I think it's hard to construct a theme around something that both you don't like and is typically an ingredient. See you, Cat 5.
Heading out for the night. Have fun with your margarine, guys. Thank you, Kat. Everyone say goodbye to Katie. I didn't see much of it, but this was entertaining. It's really hard with such a simple ingredient. It's not like you can highlight margarine, the flavor and things. There's no way to make margarine stand out. Whereas like if butter, you could do like a butter basted steak with like a burnt butter or something like that.
So how come you can't do that for margarine?
Margarine doesn't have the same ability. So like you can't make burnt butter with margarine because you shouldn't heat margarine to that temperature. The thing about burnt butter is it's got, you know how when you melt butter, how it's got the white bit that sits at the bottom? That's milk solids. And when you cook that, the milk solids are what burn slightly when you cook butter, and that creates a nuttiness. So you've got the fat, which is, if you separate them, it's called ghee, because it's called clarified butter, and that creates a nuttiness. And then if you make brown butter cookies, it has that nuttiness to it, and it's really, really flavorful. Butter you can use with steak and adds flavor because there's this richness that comes along with butter. Margarine doesn't have that ability. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It doesn't have a lot of fat content. So it was really hard for me to find something that I could compare. That's why I wanted to show you the difference with pancakes, the difference with cookies, that with something like this, very simple ingredient, like simple recipes, there isn't a whole lot of difference, to the normal person. But you wouldn't, like if I cooked a steak and cooked some meat in margarine, you could definitely taste the difference.
So is there anything that you think even someone like yourself would prefer to use margarine for?
There is a place for, I wouldn't say margarine, I would say vegetable shortening. It's usually white, and that is a really good additive to something like a buttercream. It creates like it doesn't melt as fast as butter does at room temperature. So like we said, you know how I had it on the pancakes, it didn't melt. Can be used like that for buttercream. There is not a great reason for it. The only reason that I would think that you would not use butter and use margarine would be for the cholesterol, the health properties. But I would use an olive oil. It's better for heart health.
Is it safe to say that you broadened your horizons a little bit today? You learnt a little bit. You explored a little bit. It wasn't as horrible as you thought it would be.
Yeah.
You reinforced some ideas that you had, some thoughts that you had.
Yep.
And you're thankful that you did it. You're glad you did it.
Yeah, like if I see margarine, like if I go to a hospital and they have crackers with Vegemite, sometimes they have margarine. If I'm really direly hungry, I will eat crackers with margarine. But I don't. I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. I'd rather not eat crackers, or I just have Vegemite on it. I use olive oil spread, but I make my banana bread I buy with butter. Okay. Olive oil spread sounds good. It's not too bad. Too long